Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about something truly special. Something that many people experience but few take the time to appreciate. We are talking about brotherhood. But not just brothers by blood. We are talking about brothers who became friends. You see, being a brother is a biological fact. You share parents, you share a home, you share a history. But being a friend, that is a choice. And when brothers choose to become friends, something beautiful happens. Something that can shape your entire life. The journey from brother to friend is not always easy. It can be messy, it can be painful, it can take years. But when it happens, it becomes one of the most valuable relationships you will ever have. In today's video, we will explore the deep journey of how brothers become friends, the challenges along the way, and the priceless reward at the end. So stay with me until the end because this story might remind you of someone in your own life. Now let's begin. Lesson 1. The early years, competition and conflict. Most brothers do not start as friends. They start as rivals. Think about the typical childhood home. Two brothers, maybe close in age, sharing a room, sharing toys, sharing attention from parents. This is a recipe for conflict. One brother gets more attention. The other feels jealous. One brother is better at sports. The other feels inadequate. One brother breaks a toy. The other wants revenge. These small battles happen every single day. Arguments over who sits in the front seat of the car. Arguments over who gets the last piece of cake. Arguments over whose turn it is to choose the TV show. These might seem like silly, unimportant fights. But they are actually the first chapter of a much longer story. During these early years, brothers often see each other as competitors. They compete for love, for praise, for resources, for space. They do not yet understand that the person they are fighting is the person who will one day understand them better than anyone else. The fighting is normal. It is natural. It is part of growing up. But it can also leave scars. Harsh words spoken in anger. Moments of physical fighting. Feelings of resentment that can last for years if not healed. Many brothers get stuck in this phase. They grow older, but they still carry the old competition in their hearts. They become distant. They become strangers who share the same last name. This is the tragedy of brothers who never became friends. Lesson 2. Growing apart, the distance of different lives. As brothers grow older, a new challenge appears. They start to live different lives. One brother might be academic, loving books and school. The other might be athletic, loving sports and physical activity. One might be outgoing and social. The other might be quiet and introverted. Their personalities pull them in different directions. Then comes adolescence. Friends become more important. Romantic relationships begin. Each brother starts building his own identity outside the family. The bond that once existed, even through fighting, begins to weaken. They spend less time together. They share fewer experiences. The dinner table conversations become shorter. The shared jokes become rarer. Then adulthood arrives. One brother moves to another city for work. The other stays in their hometown. One gets married and starts a family early. The other focuses on career and stays single for years. Their lives look completely different. They might go weeks or even months without talking. When they do talk, it feels awkward, like talking to a familiar stranger. They want to connect, but they do not know how. They have the same blood, but they have different worlds. This is a painful phase for many brothers. There is love there, buried deep, but it is covered by layers of distance and difference. The question becomes, will they let the distance win? Or will they fight to build something new? This is the turning point in the story. Lesson 3. The shift, seeing each other as humans. For brothers who eventually become friends, there is a specific moment when everything starts to change. It might happen slowly over years. Or it might happen in a single powerful moment. The shift is this. They stop seeing each other as just brothers, and they start seeing each other as humans. Let me explain. When you are young, your brother is just your brother. He is that annoying person who lives in your house. He is the one who borrowed your things without asking. He is the one who embarrassed you in front of your friends. You do not really see him as a full, complex human being with his own struggles, his own pain, his own dreams. But one day, something happens. Maybe you see him fail at something important, and your heart feels genuine sadness for him. Maybe you hear him talk honestly about his fears, and you realize he is just as vulnerable as you are. Maybe you go through a difficult time yourself, and he is the one who shows up unexpectedly with support. Suddenly, the old labels fall away. He is not just your rival. He is not just your annoying little brother or your bossy older brother. He is a person. A person with a good heart. A person who is trying his best. A person who has been hurt by life, just like you. This shift in perception changes everything. It opens the door to something new. It plants the seed of friendship in the soil of shared history. Lesson 5. The new relationship, friendship built on foundation. Once brothers cross that bridge, a new kind of relationship begins. It is not like ordinary friendship. It is deeper, stronger, more resilient. Ordinary friendships can fade. People move, lives change, interests shift. But brother friendship sits on top of an unbreakable foundation. The shared childhood. The same parents. The same home. The same memories. This foundation means that even if they do not talk for a while, the connection does not break. It is always there, waiting. Brothers who become friends have the best of both worlds. They have the loyalty of family and the genuine enjoyment of friendship. They can sit together in comfortable silence without feeling awkward. They can laugh about shared childhood memories that no one else would understand. They can be completely honest with each other because there is no need to impress or pretend. They have seen each other at their worst, so there is no fear of judgment. They call each other not because they have to, but because they want to. They spend time together not out of obligation, but out of genuine enjoyment. This is the prize at the end of the journey. It is worth every past argument. It is worth every difficult year. It is worth the work of building the bridge. Lesson 6. For those still waiting, hope in action. Maybe you are listening to this and thinking about your own brother. Maybe your relationship is still stuck in the early chapters. Maybe you are distant, or there is old pain between you, or you simply do not know how to connect. I want to offer you some hope. It is never too late. Some brothers become friends in their 30s, 40s, or even 50s. The years that were lost do not have to be the end of the story. The first step is often the smallest. A simple message. A phone call with no agenda. A visit with no pressure. Just saying, I have been thinking about you. Just saying, I would like to be closer. Just saying, I know we had our differences, but you are my brother and I care about you. These simple words can open doors that have been closed for decades. The second step is patience. If the distance has been there for years, it will not disappear in one conversation. It takes time. It takes consistency. It takes showing up again and again, even when it feels awkward. The third step is forgiveness. Forgive your brother for not being perfect. Forgive yourself for your own mistakes. Let go of the old scorecards. Who is right and who is wrong does not matter anymore. What matters is what you build from this moment forward. So here's what we have learned today. Brothers often start as rivals, fighting for space and attention. Then they grow apart, living different lives in different worlds. But one day, they can choose to see each other differently, not just as brothers, but as humans. Through shared struggles and honest vulnerability, they build a bridge. And on the other side of that bridge is something priceless. A friendship built on an unbreakable foundation. A brother who is also a friend. If you have a brother who has become your friend, treasure that gift. It is one of the richest blessings life can offer. If you are still waiting for that friendship, do not lose hope. Reach out. Be patient. Be honest. The story is not over yet. The best chapters might still be waiting to be written. Thank you for listening. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, blood makes you brothers, but love makes you friends. See you in the next video.